don't have to say more.
We have a little more time this year than we've had in past years because there's no townwide election. So we don't actually have to be downstairs until 8:15. And we'll try to make sure we get out by then.
A vital election of precinct officers.
Not
until after
the
election.
That's
the other meeting.
That's the other meeting.
You're confused.
That's right.
We can't make any assumptions there.
I would like to continue as a town meeting member. It seems we're in a whole new phase now. We need revenue desperately. So while I enjoyed more prosperous times and we could vote great parcels of conservation land, do you remember those days? Right now, we are really struggling for revenues.
We had a marvelous experience with the Lexington school system, and it's part of the reason why I'd like to try to give a little bit back now. I'm now an empty nester, and I have time to do the things that I used to do a lot of before I had children and had to run around and chase them to their various activities.
And then we're on lower. But we're here, but I know
I think I see very few citizens here, so I'm really preaching to the choir because most of you are town meeting members. But for the citizens who are, not only should you be, can you become involved in the process, you really should.
I've got 7-year-old twins over at Hastings, and so I spent a lot of time in the school there the last couple of years. And kindergarten's a little rushed, and having a little extra time during the day is certainly going to be helpful to a large number of kids. In some cases, the children that have trouble getting their letters, their reading, their arithmetic, it will be a great help to those children in particular.
Thank you. Actually, the next question I think also has to do with priorities, and I'm combining a couple because they all ask about the future of buildings and what might happen to them.
You know, the big question is what to do with old buildings. I will state up front that I'm not a fan of preserving old buildings just to preserve old buildings. I am certainly in favor of preserving historic buildings.
I think the citizens, people out here in the audience, are going to have to help us and have to make a decision on the stone building. The Monroe building, which is the current art center, I know this came up in Precinct 4, and I had some thoughts on that. But at the present time, the selectmen are looking into the possibility of selling that building with preference to an arts group, and I know that the current tenant has, for the first time, put together or trying to put together a business plan to see what can be done with that.
Oh.